Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. It's Thursday, which means I got a new beer for you. It really is actually new. I haven't had this one before, but I did go to Old Nation today, which was very cool. Don't forget, you can find me on Untappd, YouTube, and Twitter, all at TubaJake_69. Instagram, though, it's at TubaJake_. That's it. Just underscore. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to tell you stories, because that's what I do. The beer that I've got for you today is Boreal. It's from Old Nation. I bought this today. It is a dry hopped lager, 5% alcohol by volume, 40 IBUs. Pilsner malt. The boil hops are Magnum and Mosaic, and the dry hops are Mosaic and Centennial. Hopefully it doesn't smell like cat pee. They have a tendency to do that if you don't do them right. My guess is that it doesn't, but who knows? It says here that Boreal means of the North. And as Michigan lifers, we are always happy to help represent the North to the nation when it comes to unique and drinkable beer. Like our Boreal dry hopped lager, like this. With its crisp and clean lager base, Boreal showcases balancing bitterness and aromatic hop notes of pine, orange, and tropical fruit to create a showcase of drinkability. Should be good. Let's get it started. Yeah, super fun today. I had to go down to Horrocks to get some jam because there's this one particular jam that I can get there. The traffic jam that I used to be able to get Meyer it was a Blake's thing, and then they stopped carrying it apparently because it's not involved with something else, but some other Blake's thing, but not really a Blake's thing, or not the same Blake's thing. I don't know. Anyway, I found traffic jam there. I also found frog jam and several other things that are all very good. I also get bulk crystallized ginger because I like it, and beer. There's more beer out there. So I went down there to get those things, but then also since I was going down there, I figured I would swing by and stop by Ellison Brewery because it's on the way to Old Nation. And then I looked at times and figured out that it would take an extra hour, or I would have to start an hour later if I went to Ellison first and then went to Old Nation. So I went around and went to Old Nation first and came back to go to Ellison, which worked out just fine. I got to Old Nation 15 minutes before Ellison would open, and then I got to hit both of them, so it doesn't really matter. You'll never believe the smell that I'm getting right now. I'm sure that's not what it tastes like, though. So this is a pint glass that I got from there. My server Amaro was super awesome about getting me all the stuff. Got shirt, glass, this, and a crowler. All for cheaper than I got out of Ellison, which is weird because I only got a little tiny cup from Ellison. You might be able to see it on the first picture that I shared. Yeah, so Mosaic hops have a tendency to smell a little bit like cat pee, but they also they don't taste like you would think that would taste. They're sweeter, like it says, tropical, and tropical and orange, little piney. Mostly tropical, because tropical fruits smell weird. Tropical piney. Not getting a lot of orange, but that's fine. It's good, nice and drinkable. Reminds me a lot of the M43, which is the road that they're on, which oddly enough is also sort of the road that Ellison is on. It's like right down the road. It's a quarter of a mile. No, not even a quarter of a mile. 0.2 miles off of M43 is Ellison there in Okemos. I think it's in Okemos. It's right there next to the mall. I had a bunch of other beers there, and they were all very good. This one might take some getting used to. Beers that this reminds me of the M43 a little bit. a little bit of the Slurm Lord from Shorts. because this one has that weird taste, flavor, feeling, where there's a little bit of asbestos in it, fiberglass, if you will. There's a little bit of a cutting action in the back of my throat. Maybe it's just that I'm getting sick. Hopefully that's not what it is, but it's a possibility. That's really pretty good. I'm going to keep drinking it. I've got 3 more that I will definitely drink, probably while I'm outside walking around in my yard, even though there's a bunch of water in my yard. It's starting to get warmer, and it's supposed to get colder. So tomorrow I will probably spend some time walking around out in my yard, because I like doing that. Actually, mostly I like throwing disc golf discs in my yard and walking after them. And I like doing it, so I do it. Much like this. Crazy, right? Gave you some beers that it reminds me of. Does this remind me of a story besides the fact that I went to Old Nation today, which I had never done? It was really kind of strange getting there, because you'd think that it'd take you like right through downtown Williamston, because that's a place. But that's not the direction that they took me. So I'm going from Horrocks, which is on the west side of Lansing, to Williamston, which is on the east side of Lansing. So I went around the south side of Lansing to get back to Williamston. Came in from the back. I'm pretty sure that I went around downtown Williamston to get to Old Nation. Kind of warehousey looking. It looked like they had good food. It all smelled really great. But I was not eating there because I was going to eat when I got home. And I did, and it was delicious. I didn't eat at Ellison either. A flight at Old Nation, they had a really good Czech dark lager. I like that one a lot. The rye was pretty good. What was the fruited one? They had something fruited that was delicious, and I got a crowler of that. I will probably share some of that with you all, but there's also a very good Daymaus, Daymaus, because I had to write it down so I remember it better. Actually, cheat sheet. The fruited Daymaus, that one was really good. The dark Czech lager, also very good. I like the Detroit Dwarf, was good, but I mean, it's an alt beer, so it was different. Go figure, alt. Their Fritz Lager, also very good. I mean, they're a good brewery, so obviously they're going to do a lager well. Yeah, Old Nation was very cool. Nice people. Everybody was kind. Went in there by myself because that's what I was doing today. They were like, "Hey, here's your menu. Here's the drink list." I was like, "Hey, can I get a shirt and a glass and stuff?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, you just scan the thing," which I had already done, so I knew pretty much what I wanted already, and I did that, and just like, "Yeah, these things." And Amara helped me out. She was super awesome. She was probably super excited to get a tip on everything, because I did tip on everything. Because people that work those jobs, they don't get paid enough, for sure. I mean, people that work in service industry in general, they don't get paid enough. Believe me, I know. I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong, I can make enough to live on, but do I make enough for this? Just barely enough for this. But like I said, I like doing this, so I keep doing it, and I'm going to, because I like doing it. I was just thinking, Boreal of the North reminds me of a conversation that this has some really good lacing on it. That's nice. I like that a lot. Anyway, just thinking of the North, Boreal forests really don't start until you get north in Michigan. And where is up north in Michigan? There are a lot of people that say a lot of different things. Like, oh, up north in Michigan is Three Rivers. Three Rivers is way down south. If you are from Chicago or Indiana, Three Rivers might be up north. You could say Above the Bridge is up north. It is. I'd say that more than likely the Boreal Forest is where it's really actually north. And oddly enough, there is an actual line in Michigan that denotes from south to north. Runs along US 10, which oddly enough runs like from Bay City, right? Yeah, Bay City up to kind of up toward Traverse City. So like right along your knuckles there is where it goes. I'm going to say north of that line, James Hill is technically where that is. Right on 127, there's a big hill you go up after you get to Clare. South of James Hill, totally different weather, totally different trees. You actually get some forests that have more hardwood trees. Whereas when you go north of James Hill, it's a lot more sand and a lot more pine trees. Hence boreal forests north of James Hill, mostly. So, in my opinion, north of James Hill is up north. Is Bay City up north? You can tell me. I don't know. But north of Bay City, pretty much anywhere. Pinconning, up north. Tawas, definitely up north. That's a definitely up north place. That was good. I'd have another one of those. Maybe not right now, but tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Anyway, I've got a quote for you. This quote is from Olympian Simone Biles. She's tiny, from what I understand. Tiny. Flips around a lot. She said, if you're having fun, that's the best memory. If you're having fun, that's when the best memories are built. I had to read my own writing. Yeah, if you're having fun, that's great. Remember those times, because you'll probably come back to those. Don't forget, you can find me on Untapped YouTube and Twitter, all at _69 on Instagram. I'm at _, just _. Tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to keep telling them. And the more stories I have, the more stories you get to hear. The more stories other people get to hear. Please tell me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that other people get to see and hear this stuff. I would prefer that because it makes me feel better when people like and comment and stuff. So do that, please. Yeah, and thanks, Mara, for your help today, for sure. I'll see you next time when you got time for a beer.